this whole story about equality and sensitivity, Christina, it defines us as to who we are, right? And in the United Kingdom, this has been part of your DNA. The way the Paralympic athletes have been celebrated, the narrative around Paralympic sport, Team GB, makes me feel that it's absolutely integral to society. How important is it for you?
It's really important. It's really important in the UK, and it's been important since the Paralympics started in the UK in 1948 after the Second World War. And it was started as a way to rehabilitate and give meaning and focus to young men who had given so much during the Second World War. And it's something that we are so proud to have supported since its inception 78 years ago. We're particularly proud that London Olympics in 2012 put the Paralympics right at the heart, and we filled the stadiums in London, and it's been fantastic achievement to really inspire people, not just those who are differently abled, but also all young people in the UK who were motivated and inspired by the incredible achievements of the Paralympic athletes.
I had the fortune of covering the London Paralympic Games, and since then I've been sort of taken, and this year in Paris our whole team will be there. So what you say resonates, and we've learned quite a few things from there. We've actually taken a lot of lessons from London. Hopefully for the 2036 bid we will use all of them. Rohan, why don't you go?
Thank you so much, and fantastic words from ma'am. But I'll start with Manasi, one of my very favorite athletes. We met in Hangzhou. We had a lovely chat over there. But building on that, when I was reading about you and your achievements and awards, so many awards. You have been named the most influential women athletes in Time magazine, in the BBC Awards also. For the first para athlete to be featured in the Time magazine. So all these awards and achievements actually increase a lot more pressure and expectations on you also. So how do you deal with that one?
Dealing with pressure.
I think, thank you for your question, but I think all these things which you have mentioned, these are recognitions that I've got, which I feel really honored to play a sport that I love to do. Whatever has come after it is something that I really cherish, but I'm not working towards that. I'm not working towards to be on any magazine cover or anything. My ambition is just to play the sport. So that is why even in the morning I just said, okay, pressure is something which I don't take when I play the sport, because I play the sport, I enjoy the sport, and the sport is the reason which has taken me out of so many hard and dark days. So I think whatever and how much ever I'm able to do is something which I really cherish. So I don't take any pressure in getting any recognition or no. I put in my 100% in the things that I love to do.
But tell me something, when you did not go to Tokyo, you mean to say you did not feel the pressure that I have to deliver? In my own eyes, this was a benchmark that I had set for myself. Because all of us have our own benchmarks and we put ourselves under pressure. How do you deal with disappointment? How do you deal with something that you wanted to do very badly but you weren't able to do?
So when I started playing the sport, my sport was not a part of Paralympic Games at all. Badminton got introduced in Paralympics in 2020 in Tokyo. My event as a singles player is going to be introduced for the first time at Paris, where of course it is disheartening to know that something which you worked for, something which you wanted to go for, it was Tokyo at that time. I was definitely disheartened, but then I have been through so many losses in my life. I don't think this one incident is going to take me one step down. Instead, I thought maybe I'll take another few. It's just 3 years away, the next Paralympic Games, and I'll work towards it. And that's what I did. I have now, after the Tokyo, after 2021, where Tokyo happened and Pramod won a gold medal and Suhas Bhaiya won silver, immediately after that I became a world #1 in my singles category in 2022, and that was on Women's Day. So I mean, I was very happy to be a world #1 after Tokyo. Right now I'm #4 in Race to Paris, and I'm hoping to make a cut, and time will tell how things are going to be in future.
fantastic words from Mansi. Sir, coming to you, a few days back also we did an interaction with you, Gaurav sir. You have coached almost all of the athletes in para-badminton circuit in India. You have produced so many champions. But can you go back in time and give a few snippets on when you first met Pramod ji or Suhas ji, the first days?
Hi, good afternoon everyone. Basically, as soon as previously I was the head national coach of Indian Deaf team, and in 2015 I have been officially deputed by Sports Authority of India as head coach for Indian para badminton team. And that time, the first time when there was a camp for 2015 World Championship in UK, that camp happened in Sai Gandhinagar, Gujarat. That time I met all these superheroes for the first time. Of course, Mansi was a part of that camp, Pramod was a part, and rest others also. But what I realized as head national coach, the things were not very, very good. And of course, there was no structure available for an athlete to start from a grassroots level and to reach to an international level. So the challenge in front of me was not only to just train the athletes, but also create an ecosystem, a structure where the grassroots athlete can participate in local level competitions. There should be a common base where the athletes can train together in a professional setup. And of course, a challenge when the athlete can get a free flow to participate in international competitions. So based on these three structures, I started working upon, and we made a joint base in Lucknow and stayed there together. Everyone was there, and there was a hard time, but together we were just marching on, and our athletes contributed, and that's why we have started delivering performance, and slowly the sponsors have started coming in. We have started searching talents, and that was the result that happened in Tokyo Paralympics. Even in COVID times, we could manage to continue our training. So slowly, whatever the gaps were required, not only as a coach, but as a guardian to the fraternity, I did my best, and I think that has resulted in a better way.
So do you see an ecosystem now? How many junior athletes are now in the system?
Frankly speaking, I would definitely come back to chasing the Paralympic dream. So I would definitely mention here that it's no more a dream for players like Mansi, players like Pramod, players like Suhas, because they have already achieved so, and those who are there very near to that. So it can be termed as a short-term target for them, I would say. However, even for the second line, I would say it's a mid-term target, because these guys have created a inspiration to others. So that's why these guys have already proved that it is an achievable target. But I would definitely mention this is the right time. We all should focus about 2036. What would be the age of these para athletes in 2036 when India would be hosting Paralympics in the country? My main issue is, dream is it for those who are staying in our remote areas? And I would tell you how those athletes would get a structure, how would they get the ecosystem, how would they get to know what is para sports, which sports they need to choose. I'll tell you a real story. Instagram से I got a contact call कि हमारी लड़की आपके पास खेलना चाहती है. Girl was 10 years old, and एक बीमारी होती है जिसमें हड्डियां छोटी होती हैं, और you need to stretch it on to make it bigger and to reach to the limb level of both sides. That girl came to my academy because I'm looking for a talent hunt program, and fortunately I need to thank my friend, and my friend is also helping me to look for youngsters for future Olympians. So that girl came and they stayed with me for some time. After some time, that girl was crying, and their parents came. There was a big issue involved, and afterwards the reason was only the psychological factor. एक लड़की जो घर में पैदा हुई है, which has taken birth in a family, and the relatives and everyone were treating that girl as a bechari, means poor child. The family is poor. What is her future? How would she continue her studies? How would we maintain her career? At least she should know how to cook food so that they can manage their marriage. That was the target, and suddenly she has come to a professional structure, training for badminton. But after coming here, the parents told that, sir, we did a mistake, because staying here may not be a guarantee for her education, may not be a guarantee for her future. So the concern is, we need to have youngsters, because we have to work on their fundamentals. We have to work for them there to provide them the structure and to let them physically and mentally prepared for future level professional competitions. So my concern is that to achieve that dream, the government and all structures, clubs, everyone has to come front, corporate has to come front and do the needful.
I like Gaurav because when and I like the passion, and he very confidently said, when we host the Paralympics in 2036, we are not hosts yet. We are not hosts yet. It's quite a dream that India will. Yes, the Prime Minister has made the point, but there are multiple other countries and plenty to go. But I love the passion. Christina, what does this say before I go to Suhas and Pramod? The fact that India all of a sudden, 4 medals in Rio, 19 in Tokyo, 111 at the Asian Para Games, what does this say to you of a society? So when I see a ManasiJoshi, I see a Suhas, I see a Pramod, and I'm like, I can also be like them. This is life. It is no longer a life of discrimination. What does that tell you of a society?
It tells me that society is changing. It's telling me that it's getting more inclusive. It's telling me it's still got some way to go because you've got 1.3 billion people. I hear what our colleagues are saying about grassroots investment, and that is going to be so important wherever the Olympics is taking place in 2036. It'd be great if it was here in India. But I think, it's been a long journey for us. If you go back through the Paralympics, we weren't really getting the results on the medal tables we wanted, and it wasn't until we really shifted the funding structures, both at grassroots but also at elite level, that we started to see the success. And for us, the 2012 Olympics was the real catapult for that. We came top in the medals table, and we've been second in the last 2 Paralympics. We want India to challenge us on that record. We're sure you will. Looking at the talent, incredible talent on this platform. But it tells me it's an incredibly exciting moment for sport in India, and I wish you all the best as you take forward this incredible journey.